What up, everybody? We are back. Cole the Feeble here, Haru and Daydream, bringing you the Boomer Bonfire Podcast, our newest episode where we talk about everything that pisses us off, everything gets on our nerves, and stuff we love. So today's topic, starting out, is going to be on the technology side of things. We're going to be talking about the Windows 11 OS being leaked. This is pretty big news for the technology community. A lot of people are seeing it, kind of questioning what direction Microsoft's going with this. I'm going to let Haru lead this because he's actually been able to look at it and observe it via his own methods. So go ahead.
Well, I installed it on a virtual machine, and it's pretty weird. I don't really have much to say about it, honestly, other than it's mostly just the UI at this point that's different. I mean, everything installs and runs the same.
What do you think this means for like people that have been complaining about like the native form of Linux and things not really working properly on Windows? Could this be a possibility that they might transition to this?
I think people are going to be pissed, that's for sure.
Why is
Because
that?
you know how people are. They don't like change. They don't like weird shit like that.
Yeah.
This is, it's pretty different in terms of, like, UI.
I'm not gonna
It's going to
lie.
take some getting used to.
I'm like always though on like the weird spectrum of this when it comes to operating systems, but I really like how it looks.
I think it's different.
You can move the start bar and all that garbage back over to where it used to be on the left side.
I like it. I like that. I like that it has free reign to put my shit wherever I want.
Ah man, we're finally getting Ubuntu. I can't wait. Next thing, you're gonna be able to turn your windows into a giant cube and spin it around to select which desktop you want.
But do you guys think that they're doing this to try to like bring some form of hybridize integration method for people that can't have any kind of like Linux oriented stuff on their Windows
No.
OS?
No, they're 100% doing this because it didn't occur to them somehow when they made Windows 10 and said this is the last Windows, that Windows is how they make a lot of their money.
I think that the theming that they're using, like the colors and stuff, is for the GUI Linux apps, just to make it look like, it's seamless.
It does. It looks really good.
It does. It really does.
I mean, if they don't do that, then the other apps, without any kind of theming, they would look like garbage.
I think this is the best looking OS we've had since Vista from Microsoft.
I think it's possibly the best looking OS we've ever had. Period.
Dude, there's some. You can make Linux look amazing.
No, I'm talking about
amazing when you start out.
I'm not talking about Linux. I'm talking about Microsoft. This is the best
Okay.
looking OS that they've ever created. If it ends up
Vista
looking like
was
this.
a different level.
Hey. I didn't really like Vista.
This is gorgeous.
Dude, Vista had like Windows effects and everything. Like when you moved your windows, you could make them wobble and stuff. It was so cool. It was literally, I don't know, it was the closest thing to like Ubuntu customization that I've seen.
I do think that this newer one, the Windows 11, the one they're working on, has good potential, but we'll just have to see. I do
Man, it
know.
looks like plasma.
I do know that there were a couple of rumors. I think you might have told me, Haru, that originally you couldn't install anything on it other than like stuff from the store.
So that whole look was originally Windows 10X, and in Windows 10X, you couldn't just install anything willy-nilly on it.
It sounds like Windows 10 S mode. That's what it reminds me of. Like S mode, that's basically what it is. And a lot of computers, if you buy like a or just like a laptop, if you go to Walmart and buy like a laptop or something like that, they usually have S mode enabled. And that keeps you from installing anything other than what's on the Microsoft Store. You have to go to the Microsoft Store, find the S mode on it, and disable it. So
The way it worked on 10X was when you installed stuff from the store, it was all like sandboxed, which means it didn't really interact with anything else in the operating system. So that's really useful for like malicious code, but for how people use Windows, really, really bad.
Yeah, I mean it's almost impossible to do anything in any form of like business environment or anything like that. The only thing I can really see that being useful in is maybe like a school environment, if you wanted to limit them on what they can install. But yeah, other than that, UAC does a way better job than S Mode does or Windows X. So I don't really know where they're going with that.
I don't know. If they did that, and like if that was the actual thing, I'd be a Mac user. As much as I shit on Apple and Macs, I'd no.
Well, honestly, and I
You would use OS 10?
Yeah, over something where I can only use the Windows Store to install things. Listen,
Oh,
I don't know if you guys
as a
have ever
gamer,
used
you
the
would do
Windows-
that?
have you ever like used the Windows Store?
Well, have you ever tried to play a game on OS 10?
Listen, the Windows Store. Okay, I was literally trying to download something off of it last night, and every time I would start the download, it would stop my internet.
Actually, you know what? OS
And
10 actually has great game support. It's the laptops that don't have the power to run those games that's bad.
yeah, I just buy one of those trash cans that are like $4,000.
Now, if you have a Hackintosh, that's a different story.
But no, like I was literally trying to download something from the Windows Store last night, and because there's no like bandwidth limiter on it, it was like overloading my router and cutting it
Holy
off every time the
shit.
download would start. And I could do like, and I tested this, right? And I was talking to somebody who's like pretty tech savvy about it, and he's the one that told me that that's why it was doing that.
Was you just talking about the updates for like cutting off your internet?
No, I mean I was PSO2 last night, right? Like there was an issue with logging in, and they didn't say this, so I thought my game was broken. So I uninstalled 100 gigs and re-downloaded it, and it would start the download and it'd go until it hit my max internet speed, and then it would cut my internet off over and over. And not just that, the Windows Store in general is just buggy with a lot of installs and games. Like it's terrible.
I don't think it's that
I would
great.
definitely use a Mac, or I would use Linux with like.
I would just
over
use
Windows
Linux.
if I had to use the Windows Store.
I would just
My
100%
internet
use Linux.
It'll cut out if I go over the upload limit, and the Windows thing is usually what caused it.
Yeah, it's.
And I don't even
kinda
know why it was uploading so much data during an upload. They just have to be collecting like a crazy amount of shit when they do it. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why, like, I messaged you last night though, and I was asking you how to like give my PC all of the bandwidth.
You just got to get into QoS.
QoS, yeah.
Yeah, you just go into
Yeah,
QoS and
Called
just start.
different shit in different routers.
I mean, you could just look up QoS for your router, and I'm sure it'll point you where you go. Like, look up your
Well,
router model.
I've done it before, but it was so long ago that I can't remember all these things.
I'm so glad I don't have to do that shit anymore now. Like, that used to annoy the absolute dog shit out of me. Now that I've got a gig, like, I don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
I mean, anybody in my
my
house that's
ESN
using
router.
Wi-Fi has like scuffed internet, and they haven't realized it yet. But
Yeah, even on Wi-Fi in like the most remote part of my house, I still get like shit like 300-400 down and like 20-30 up.
that's insane for Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I remember when Wi-Fi couldn't go over like 5 or 4.
Yeah.
It was some stupid low number.
It was just good for
Routers couldn't
browsing.
push it.
Yeah, it was just good for routing. That's it. Or not routing, but browsing. Sorry. Like, yeah, my Wi-Fi is really good. My Ethernet is just out of this fucking world. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, like I think the direction that Microsoft is going right now is a pretty decent one. I'll have to just wait until we get more information. Hopefully, I can like test it a little bit more once they roll out some like patches and stuff for it, or maybe they roll out a new release of it that we can download and test. So I'm looking very forward to that. I'm always excited when they bring out something new, because hopefully it's a progression and not like a digress in technology. So
What do you guys think? Do you guys think we'll get a free upgrade again?
That's a good question. I think so.
I don't know. They might greed out and try to get their money's worth because the only
Yeah.
reason Windows 10 was free is they wanted to move people, but now you have to buy it.
I think though. I think at first it'll be just like Windows 10 was. There'll be a period where it's free, and technically you still can upgrade your computer from 7 to 10. It's just not legal. Like you can still upgrade it from Windows 7 to Windows 10 without paying anything. And it'll look like it's active, but if you ever got audited, like in a business environment, you would be fucked. So don't think that works out there if any of you tech guys have done that before.
I mean, I just have an activate Windows watermark on my screen.
Yeah, but I'm talking like from a perspective if you had an activated Windows 7 computer and you tried to upgrade it to Windows 10, it'll work, but technically it's not legal.
I mean, that's how the other computer in my house is.
Oh,
And
the watermark thingy and all that, like not being active, that's fine for gaming, but a lot of the rest of the operating system is locked down. Like you can't even change your theme.
Yeah, the tricky thing is, and it's weird. I don't know why I don't know why Microsoft ever did anything with this, but you can. It's weird that you can still download the upgrade tool and use it. And if you have, as long as you have an activated license on your computer already, it just is activated when you upgrade. It doesn't say it's not activated. It just activates it. That's a very strange thing that Microsoft left.
You don't have any reason to give a shit about little people.
Yeah, but
what upsets me
when
is
I'm talking about this, I'm talking to people that maybe like are an IT person, maybe starting out. Maybe you're working with people that need to upgrade their computers. Don't think you can just use that. You still have to pay for it for auditing purposes.
yeah, but I mean, you can just install it and then go and get one of those codes.
Yeah, you still have to pay for it in some shape or form.
Yeah, but the codes are only like $5.
What, for a product key?
Yeah, it's pretty
Where
cheap.
where you buying them at?
There's a lot of places.
Yeah, you got to buy them from a licensed Microsoft reseller.
No. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
I know what Randall's talking about, and it's illegal.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
Yeah,
and
but
they are legitimate keys.
it will not hold up if you got audited.
Oh, you do it for no? They wouldn't be able to tell actually.
Yeah,
Where
it's
the key
literally
came
a
from.
legitimate key.
I don't know about that.
They are legitimate keys.
Like you literally get the key and you type it in and it.
But
works.
if somebody from Microsoft audits you, you have to show proof where you purchased it from.
Yeah, you would say the site's in trouble, not you.
Nah, I'm telling you, you have to buy it from a licensed reseller.
No.
I'm telling you.
Even like I mean like Linus Tech Tips and like all of these channels like on YouTube literally say to get Windows like this.
I would have to.
Full price.
If you are like a multi-million-dollar company, then yeah, no, don't do that because that's not even like. That would be retarded to do it like that because it's slow.
I don't think
If
you.
it's like one or two people or three, like, fuck yeah, do it.
If you are a company and you are in an area or a business environment that you're going to be audited regularly, whether you're HIPAA compliant or whatever, you have to be HIPAA compliant, so you normally get audited. I would not do that at all.
You do it and don't worry about it.
It's
You're not working after like one or two people.
uh,
That would be more money for them to spend hunting you down or even giving a fuck or knowing about it than it would be to swat you on the ass.
Also, if you're in a business environment anyways, wouldn't you just buy a computer that has Windows already on it?
you would, but most computers that you go out and buy yourself, unless you're buying them from like Dell or HP or something like that, are going to come with like Windows Home, and most need Windows Pro to add them to like a domain
or server.
Yeah, so you're either gonna have to go buy a copy of the upgrade yourself from Home to Pro, or just go ahead and buy it from like a licensed reseller for Pro. So, But yeah, I mean, I see people do it. I've seen people do it the way they're discussing. It's just risky. It's just like, what are you willing to risk? Like, it's all about like, how are you willing to approach it, and if you think it's worth just not doing it or not.
Well, I mean, if you're doing it for a business, obviously, right? Like that $100 for an operating system isn't going to set you
Yeah,
back that much.
if your don't think you're doing your company any favors. Your company should be able to afford the upgrades.
I mean, if you're just some like a 2 or 3 man group doing some bullshit, then it's not gonna matter.
I still say you play by the book.
No, I don't. I say fuck it, do it.
Yeah, dude, stick it to the man.
You could do whatever you want, but I say you go by the book. That way you're covered and your company's
If you're
covered.
already a rich company, sure, go ahead and do it. Like Randall said, if you're just a bunch of random dudes, they're not gonna fucking catch you.
Just buy Windows 7 and upgrade it,
Like,
and then when they audit
really
you,
get
what,
off.
how does that go if you bought Windows 7 and upgraded it? When they audit you, can they even prove then?
The only reason that they would catch you is if they see a blip of like a shitload of activations at one time, and they check like IPs and shit to locate, like narrow it down to where this shit's happening at, and then they check, did this company or did anybody in this location buy this many CD keys? That's how they would fucking catch you. They're not gonna catch 3 fucking random dudes.
I have had companies, even where I work at, that are small, get randomly audited. Like
Again, it's like a shitload of keys activating in one place at one time.
they didn't even have a shitload of keys activating it. They were actually legitimate and fine, but they got randomly audited out of nowhere.
Well, it depends. Does something else trigger that?
Yeah, like wait, like you don't just get audited randomly. Like there has to be a reason.
If you work in any type of form of field that requires you to be HIPAA compliant or anything like that, like medical facilities or financial facilities.
But
I
you're
mean,
talking about these rich companies already.
yeah, but no, not, they're all not rich. Like these are still small businesses, like small healthcare
Small in
places.
terms, like they have a shitload of money already loaded up.
I mean, I worked at a place that got audited once, and it's because the guy that owned the company was just taking money from the company and putting it in his bank account.
But yeah, one thing, you get audited for one thing, and that can just trigger a cascade of effects because they check everything at that point.
Like, again, to do it what I consider the right way. And that's just how Microsoft has it labeled on their website. I'm just going specifically by the book. I say you have to buy it from a legitimate Microsoft reseller.
I wasn't disagreeing, and that's how you're going to do it by the book. I'm just saying that if there's a small number of you, it's not going to fucking matter.
What happens if you install it and never activate it?
Oh, well, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, it's not going to have some features that a lot of businesses would like to have, but yeah, like, again, it all depends.
I was just asking questions here, about the topic that I was curious about.
There wouldn't be much of a point to it, but you could get around that legally.
I mean, I've known a lot of companies have done it.
Linux and a VM machine. It would totally kill off the whole entire point, but that would make it legal.
That would just be funny.
But yeah, it's all up to your discretion as to what you want to do. That's pretty much the end case in point. But yeah, like overall, I didn't much really care for Windows 10. They have hopped along with the operating system. It's not been the worst, but it's definitely not been the best. Yeah, it's definitely not the worst, but it's definitely not the best either. So it's kind of got that median ground where I can't really hate it, but I can't really love it either.
Can we, just side note here, can we just appreciate the fact that Microsoft doesn't know how to count?
Yeah. Fuck 9, dude. That was a sham.
I literally just realized this. Was there a Windows 9, or am I
No, there wasn't. Nobody questioned it either. Like, nobody questioned it at all.
There's little fan-made version 9s.
Like, no, nobody questioned it. It's really funny, actually. But yeah, what do you guys think overall of the OS?
I want it already.
Hard to say. It really depends. I mean, I'm not going to use it regardless, but
What
Yeah, I know.
what do you guys think of 10? Like, what do you guys think of 10 overall? Like, do you think this is a good jump from where 10 is at currently? Do you think
Dude, 10 is trash.
no, I think it's all trash. Except for 7 and XP, 98, 95, and 2000.
Weren't you a big Windows 8 user though too?
I did not like Windows 8.
Yeah, back when it was like actually necessary to use things like DirectX 12 and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I-
I was just wondering because I thought I remembered you using 8 and like I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't like 8 because it reminded me like of a phone and the menus were in stupid places
Well-
and I didn't enjoy it because I'm an old man that
Well-
doesn't like change.
Well, that's what they were actually going for. Like, they were going for like a tablet like a tablet look environment.
Yeah.
That's what they were
Yeah,
trying
it
to
was
push
great on their phones.
Yeah, and on their surfaces.
It
That's
was
what they were
actually
going.
really good on phones.
That's what they thought people wanted, though. Like, they thought people wanted that version like on their like on the surfaces, and they thought the surfaces look would translate like from the surface in the phone. They thought that would translate look good on the OS of your computer, but it just so limited, man. And you had to do so many things just to get to certain things that you used to be able to get to in like 2 seconds.
I mean, even Windows 10 though is like that compared to 7.
I agree.
Like I tried to use a computer with Windows 7 on it a while back, and like I literally couldn't find anything because I'd forgot where everything used to be, and it's in so much easier places than like Windows 10.
I feel like Windows 10 in general is, it's like, how do I put this? It's 40% OS, 60% bloatware. Like,
Yes.
it is just a giant bloatware mess. And they have tried so hard to integrate things into it that I don't want or need. Like, if I want to go check the weather, I'll go check the fucking weather. I don't need it all over my desktop. I don't need Cortana. I don't need any of this shit. Like,
I have all that stuff turned off.
yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't want it. Fuck off. Like,
What gets me is even with an unactivated copy, it forces updates on me. And like
I find
hate
that very-
Windows updates,
I find that-
100%.
see, I find that very strange that they left that. Like, if you don't have an activated copy, why?
It wouldn't at first. You didn't get updates, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm fine with no activation. But I don't know when it changed, but now it's just all the time update, and I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, they still want to spy on you.
Well, the annoying part for me is you can't go with a feature update and stick with it. Like, say something happens to your computer. Excuse me. You cannot go to like one of their feature updates, like 19. I can't remember which one number it was. It's like 19 something. I can't remember the exact number right now in my head. But you have to go with the most current version. So if you had to format your computer, the most current version of feature update you could put on there is the one right now, 20H2. 20H2. So that's a big issue for me, that I have to go with possibly your most bugged feature update. I can't go with like the one before it that seems like it was more stable. That's a big issue for me. And they almost force these feature updates on you. Like, shit will start just breaking randomly and stop working out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, well, you should update. No, that doesn't necessarily fix my fucking problem. It just makes a bunch of others. So
That's Windows for you.
yeah, but it's a meme at this point. But like, I don't know. It's too forceful. That's one of my biggest issues with Windows. And I've always been like teeter-tottering right on the urge of going to Linux. I've always been on that side. I've always been teetering. So I'm hoping this Windows OS is good. I'm hoping 11 is fantastic. And I hope it can somehow make me feel better about the OS overall.
Dude, I just like what you were saying. I hope they like remove all these like forced widgets and
Yeah.
stuff.
The widgets
Like-
are still there.
I
in
mean, I don't.
11.
Oh man, like as long as I can like turn them off, I guess I'm fine with it. But it's so dumb that they just include those in there. Like give people the option to download them and like give them a or like an app to do that with, right? And that
Do
would
you
make a lot
remember?
more sense.
When you
Do you
did the
remember the Windows 7 like widget thing?
yeah,
Or no, Windows Vista. My bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
It's a lot like that.
Oh, I was fine with Windows Vista widgets.
When you did the install, Travis, what was the install like with the whole process? Did they like try to get you to sign up for a bunch of shit or anything like that?
No, right now it's like literally the same as 10.
I know when you do an install for 10 right now, like they go through and like try to get you to sign up for all their services. They try to get you to turn all these features on. They call them features, but really it's like locating you, keeping up with all your shit, sending your computer data for what is it called? Logging and research purposes, maybe some sort, shape, or form of that wording.
No, it didn't have all that. Not that I remember anyway. But it had like it's exactly the same. I don't remember if there's toggles or not, but everything up to that point, like the signing in or making an account or whatever, is the same. You don't have to sign into anything.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I deal with it regularly all the time, and that's one of the most annoying things to me is all the shit you got to go through to get to the actual setup for Windows. I mean, they figured it out on servers, basically. Like, their servers aren't that bad, but rolling out any form of updates also on Windows is a chore. Like, they have not figured out at all how to do that system properly. Like, right now, I'm dealing with a giant headache of figuring out how to roll out to my clients all the feature update. That takes anywhere from, 30 minutes to 4 hours. Like, it's very painful. So I wish they just had a better system for it.
I mean, I haven't liked Windows since 8 came out, so.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of it, honestly.
I just play too many games that aren't usable on Steam or on Linux, or I would play Linux.
The day
Use Linux, I mean.
once they further optimize Linux to play video games more, which they are on a good path, I'm probably going to switch, if I'm being truly honest.
All games work now, except for the ones that have like anti-cheat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
most of the games I play.
But Steam has been working on that.
Yeah, I think Steam wants Linux to be like more of a forefront for them. The more I've done research and whatnot, it seems that way. So we'll see. I'm hoping for things. I'm hoping for some form of right direction from Microsoft, but I am ready to jump ship at any point. That's just my overall ending opinion.
I use all three. Well, 3 of the 4 that I know of that are big.
Yeah, I think it pays to be familiar with all of them anymore at this point.
Fucking have to be. My mom uses OS 10, my dad uses Windows, and I use Linux.
You got to be familiar with all of them.
Keeps you on your toes.
But yeah, we don't really have a lot of information on the crypto side of things, or I don't anyway. I think it's pretty much all still the same. I think they're trying to like work on video cards, getting more out there, but we've heard that for 6 months at this point. So we'll update once we have more information, but it's kind of just still the same. So look out for that in future podcasts. Definitely once we get more information. But the next big topic for us is going to be in the gaming side of things. It's going to be E3. Now, this has possibly been, and again, this is probably because of COVID. I was a little upset at first, but then I remembered COVID just happened. But for my opinion, this has been one of the worst E3s I've ever seen.
There was like nothing shown.
Yeah, like it was legitimately one of the worst E3s I have seen ever.
Dude, Square Enix pissed me the fuck off.
It was disgusting.
Chaos.
It was so disgusting. I don't even know what the fuck they were doing.
I mean, you don't want to kill Chaos, man?
Oh, God. Like,
Dude, that's got to be the cringiest voice acting in the world.
chaos. Like, what are you? What the fuck are you doing, Square? You have like one of the most big dick lineups that you could possibly throw at the audience, and you throw fucking chaos. Like,
No, they did like 30 minutes of Marvel bullshit.
oh, I agree. I completely agree.
From
And
what?
like 10 minutes of everything else.
Guardians of the Galaxy obviously will sell to its core audience, but
Do they really need to spend 30 fucking minutes on that game?
that's their big selling point, because everybody's so desperate for this Marvel content. Well, I need more Marvel content. Avengers is gone. What the fuck do I do? Like,
They didn't even show Forsaken.
Forsaken.
Yeah, like that new game that I showed you with the witch or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
yeah. I
That
mean,
game's cool.
they literally could have done anything.
Well, Square though, you guys have to realize Square does their own shows too.
Yeah, and they also do part of Sony's show, too, don't they? They're part of Sony's show. Like,
Yeah,
Sony shows their games.
Yeah, and they literally have their own shows and stuff. Like I'm subscribed to them on YouTube, and they do them randomly.
Well, they already showed Forsaken. They could have showed some more info on it.
They could have showed me more info on Final Fantasy 16.
Listen, guys, I
they
don't
didn't
know
even
how long you've been Final Fantasy fans, but it could be another 10 years before we get those games.
What are you talking about?
Like the new actual game, or is that like an MMO?
No, it's a new one. It's a new single player game,
Oh, okay.
and it looks good. Oh God, it looks good.
I didn't
Oh.
know that they already announced it.
Oh
If
yeah.
I was Square though, I would focus way hard on their MMO. It's so big now. It's
It's
got to be a huge source of income for them.
it surpassed WoW in subscriptions, didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did.
I don't know if it surpassed WoW or if WoW, whatever the antonym for surpassed is, fell behind.
It digressed.
Yeah, maybe WoW digressed instead of
I-
Final Fantasy
I do
surpassing it.
I think Final Fantasy passed it in active subscriptions, which means that, excuse me. Oh man, excuse me. That WoW's player base has thinned out due to the lack of content. I know they released a announcement that they're getting ready to do the next raid tier, I think, soon. But due to the lack of content and the boring ass content, it looks like they've lost a lot of their active subscriptions. So Final Fantasy has surpassed them because they've kept theirs current.
I mean, I don't know how people still play WoW. It's been literally the same content for the past 10 years, 20 years.
Dude, I'm still part of a Discord chat for my old guild. Just because I have a couple people in there that I chat with from time to time, and they already announced they're super excited about it. They're getting ready to get the gang back together for raiding and shit. I mean, there are people out there that still die hard love WoW.
I mean, it's a good game.
Yeah, I don't know.
The age of a game or how it looks doesn't really fucking matter. People will play the same damn game for 20 years.
Very
Yeah,
true. We are afraid of change.
I just don't know how people don't get bored of WoW because it's literally the same content.
But
Still.
I understand where you're coming from.
I'm not saying that that people shouldn't enjoy it. I'm just saying I don't personally know how they play the same game where the content's so not really stale, but it's not really evolving that much.
Well, why reinvent the wheel? People have kept playing it over and over. They have no reason to reinvent the wheel at all.
Well, you change it too much, and then the 60-year-olds can't play it.
Very, very true. Very true.
Yeah, just play a ranged class like I'm doing in my game right now. Ranged classes have an easy life.
But I mean, overall, Final Fantasy's Square Enix was probably the most disappointing. Square Enix in general probably disappointed me the most. Capcom second. God.
Bethesda.
Oh God. I expected shit from them though, because Microsoft's not gonna let them release anything. Not yet. I'm sure they're still working out, who gets to release what next, and if it's gonna be an exclusive or not. So
What I mean, from everything I saw, Bethesda's like all on board PC, Xbox exclusives. So if you own a PlayStation, sorry, that's pretty much what they said. Like they came out, even like Todd Howard, and like apologized, but he was like, "Look, you know you got to do what you got to do."
you have no idea how big Microsoft wrote that check. You have no idea. But yeah, it's tragic that Sony players will miss out on that. So looks like you're going to either have to have both consoles or you're going to have to get you a computer. So
You know what doesn't make any sense about that to me, right? Is if Microsoft would release the games for PlayStation as well, wouldn't they just make more money because there's so many more PlayStation users?
no, it's about principle. I think at this point, they are trying to stake a claim back in the gaming industry, and to do that, they have to contest Sony somehow. It's like Monopoly, man, buying up all the real estate.
I think they just need to fucking kill the Xbox off already.
I agree. I don't see a point in it. I mean, I kind of do see a point in it.
We're PC gamers. We
Yeah.
don't understand.
No, we really don't. I know a lot of people that are die-hard Xbox players. They love that fucking machine. Like, it doesn't matter if that thing was a brick, which it kind of is. But
All the games pretty much come out on PC now, like the Microsoft Store or Steam.
I love that, by the way. And
Yeah.
that was like Microsoft's thing, right? Is they said they were like, we're gonna start putting like all of our exclusives on PC as well, which I think is super cool.
mm-hmm.
I think though that also just shows how much they're struggling in the consoles.
I agree. I don't think it's so much of a console war at this point as more of a company battle. They're trying to contest Sony's form in the gaming industry because Sony has a lot of good exclusives. But
Yeah, I mean, all the best developers are Japanese.
yeah, so Microsoft is just trying to stake their claim and get back some form of real estate.
You get way more value out of a PlayStation 5.
You do.
There's no value in an Xbox. Just buy a damn PC.
I agree. Like, unless you're just a diehard collector of Xboxes or you just really love Xboxes, or I don't know why you'd buy an Xbox. I'm just trying to come up with logical ideas that some person might have.
I mean, what all your friends play on it.
But you could still play with
like,
them on
you
Battle Pass,
have-
couldn't you?
No,
I'm
but
pretty
like,
sure you can still play with them on Xbox Live.
Yeah, because on
Yeah,
Sea of
yeah, you can.
on Sea of Thieves, I remember you guys playing with people that played on Xbox.
This game I'm playing right now, PSO2, is you have to have an Xbox Live account.
Okay, so yeah, like unless you're a really diehard Xbox fan, I don't really see the point in buying their console.
I
So
mean, money.
Some people might argue price, but you can just get an old computer or something. I mean, getting something that's like $300 that can play AA titles is not hard.
well, you could also slowly upgrade your
Well,
computer.
Right now it is.
Yeah, I was about to say, Travis, are you sure?
Right now it is. Normally, no.
Unless you live in California, then you could just use Craigslist.
Or the old dumb tray.
But overall, I feel like E3 was a disappointment. Other than Nintendo, Nintendo brought the heat a little bit. They have released a lot of things that I didn't expect, like Metroid.
Like every Metroid fan just probably like killed themselves because they announced Metroid 5 before 4 was even finished.
Yeah, like, but this isn't Metroid 5, is it? This is called Metroid Dread. I don't know if it's 5 or not.
No, but that's the joke. They literally finished a Metroid game before the other one was done.
Yeah.
Or announced it. They didn't finish it.
Do you guys think Metroid Dread looks good? I think it looks great.
You know what it made me think of the first time I seen it?
What's that?
Have you ever played, I think it's called Metroid Zero Mission?
I've seen videos of it, but I've never played it.
Yeah, there's like invincible monster things there that would jump out at you and they would like chase you. And if they caught you, they'd kill you. It was like stressful. So that robot thing is what that made me think of.
It's almost like it's almost going that survival horror vibe type of feel. Like you have to run. Like you don't have a choice.
When those things pop out, yeah, it is terrifying when they jump out, or at least in Zero Mission it was.
And
It would make like a loud screech or some shit.
I kind of got that vibe from Metroid Dread. It had that vibe of like survival horror mixed with like the typical sci-fi Metroid shooter, which I love. So I think it looks fantastic. It's going to be a buy for me. I'm going to pick it up and play it. It looks great. In terms of lore, I don't know where it falls. I don't know enough about Metroid lore. So I'll have to research up on that so I can further discuss it. But overall, it looks fantastic. Now,
I mean, it's my favorite type of Metroid game. I don't like the 3D ones.
did you like the first person from GameCube?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't
Oh,
like
okay,
this.
you didn't like that? Okay.
I know a lot of people do, and they're really, really popular, but
That game,
I like the 2D ones.
that game is really popular. Was that called Metroid 3? Was that Metroid 3?
There's 3 of them for the GameCube that are first person, I think.
Oh, I was thinking of like the main one. Again, I
There's
apologize.
Metroid Prime.
That's the one I'm
and
thinking of.
Metroid Prime Dark, maybe? Let me look them up.
Yeah, just you can go ahead and look them up. But yeah, Metroid overall has always been a very successful industry successful franchise. Sorry about that. For the gaming community, people love them. I love them. They're one of my favorite games to watch speedrun, by the way, especially the old ones on the NES and SNES. Those games were fantastic to watch people speedrun because usually at the end, it involves you escaping the planet and there's all this shit falling and they're trying to jump up and bounce around on these platforms. And if they fuck up, especially if they're on world record time, if they fuck up, the run's dead right at the end. So it's very intense to watch. Again, that's why I really love them.
Okay, so it's Metroid Prime, Metroid Echo, and trying to find the third one.
Do you like
Corruption.
Corruption? Yeah, I remember that one. Do you like Nintendo that much, Daydream?
No.
You're not a big Nintendo fan?
Yeah, that's why I haven't commented.
Well, that's
really.
perfect.
I don't
Perfect.
have an opinion.
No. It's perfect. Like, what did you think of it? What did you think of their presentation?
I think it's a bunch of games that I'll never play and franchises that I'm not invested in.
Respectable.
I thought Breath of the Wild 2 looked.
Yeah, now
Pretty
that
impressive.
game does look fun, but even then, I'm not a huge Zelda fan.
I am a huge Zelda fan. I think Breath of the Wild 2 looks fantastic. It looks like a bleed of like 3 Zelda games. It looks like a bleed of Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, and Skyward Sword. It has like a
Looks
mix.
to me that is a Genshin Impact ripoff.
Or is Genshin Impact a ripoff of Breath of the Wild?
Well, I was just trying to make people angry.
It's really a ripoff of Breath of the Wild.
Oh gosh, I think it looks amazing. It's gonna be a hot item. They'll probably release it with the when does it come out? 2022, I think that's all it said. They didn't really give a definitive timeline.
Good thing that they're Switch emulators now. Woo!
I'd say they'll release it around the time they release the Switch Pro, so it will be like a selling point for it. I did like also Mario Party was getting new maps. I'm a big Mario Party fan.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that one too.
Yeah, Mario Party is without a doubt one of the most fun games that you could ever play with a group. Like fuck Pummel Party, fuck like all these other games. Like, don't get me wrong, Fallout guys is kind of cool, but Mario Party is like the OG of like playing with your friends. So to me, it's like the staple point of having fun. There's all kinds of random crazy games in there. It's actually, we learned this in one of the quizzes that we did, that it is one of the first games that company got sued for, Nintendo, because it was causing blisters on kids' hands playing some of the mini games.
Mega Fly Guy.
Yeah, like it was causing blisters on their hands, and company got sued.
Man, I should have sued. I could be rich.
So that's really neat, and it also shows how addicted people were to the game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Mario Golf looks fun as shit. Like, the fact that I can compete against my friends and knock a golf ball into them, and like as soon as I hit it, it's like Happy Gilmore run across the field. hit the ball again, and it's just a race to see who can knock it in the hole first. That is like stupid shit you would do when you were kids. So again, it sounds really fun.
I mean, all those games are in good fun. I like all of them.
Yeah, they're just a fun, good old time. So it makes me smile thinking about them. I like that it's a running meme now, though, that they always release a Smash character at every Nintendo Direct.
Oh yeah, Advance Wars. That was another really cool one.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect that one. That one did look pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't expect a remake like that.
It looked really nice.
Like not a remake. I guess it's like an HD update.
Yeah, it's like
what would you call that?
Remastered. It's a remastered. Remastered is when they touch it up and make it look better, but the gameplay is still at its core. So, yeah, I think that looked also fantastic. What about that one game? I didn't even know that was a series. It looked like anime. Like, I apologize for being such an idiot about it. I have no...
Which one?
I'm looking it up right now. I apologize.
What
did it look like? Again, it looked like some anime. It kind of had a Bayonetta look at first. Like, I have no fucking...
I mean, it may have been Bayonetta.
Xenoblade Chronicles?
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Hold on. I will,
I think Nintendo owns Bayonetta now.
Oh, here it is. Shin Megami
Oh,
Tensei.
Shin Megami Tensei?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a badass series, dude.
Yeah, they released
Good times.
Yeah, they said that 5 should be coming soon.
That's the series that Persona spinned off of.
Yeah, that I guess the number 5 one's coming out soon.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 looked really, really good.
Yeah, I completely agree. Surprisingly, I thought, and a lot of people probably thought it was like a meme game, but the Wario game looks like something I would play with my kids. Like it very fun. Like the WarioWare one, yeah, Get It Together. It looked
weird.
It looked very interesting though. It looked like something I could play randomly with the family.
I used to play the GameCube one a lot with 3 other people.
Again, it just looks like good old fun. There was one weird game. Was that the Shin Megami Tensei one? Shin Megami Tensei. Let me see. Is this like the one where you collected demons and then they evolved, or you could combine them?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that game does look interesting. It definitely looks different.
Have you ever played Dragon Warrior Monsters?
Fuck. I don't think.
Kind of like that. How there's Dragon Warrior Monsters, and then there's Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, whatever the fuck. Where one you collect the monsters and they fight with you, and then the other is like a party of people.
Interesting.
So like Persona would be the people, whereas Shin Megami Tensei is the monsters in one person.
I really enjoy the idea of that game, though. It looks really fun. Nintendo just brought it, man. Like, they had really good games overall. I can't think of one bad game. I can't think of one bad thing they had in their presentation. Everything looked good. Hell, even that Game & Watch for Zelda looked awesome. I was like, fuck, that looks cool.
Yeah, pretty much everything that a Nintendo fanboy would want, they pretty much had this year. This is like one of the rare years that Nintendo just has a perfect E3.
Yeah. In the darkness, Nintendo brings the light. Like,
I don't know. There wasn't any Donkey Kong.
do you like Donkey Kong?
Dude, I love Donkey Kong games.
I did not know that.
They haven't made a good Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong Country.
I agree.
Yeah, those first three games, amazing. Everything else after it, in my opinion, sucks some penis.
Wait a minute, you didn't like...
Nintendo 64,
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, you didn't like that one?
where you literally had to take apart your system and put in a different thing.
You didn't like it? You didn't like the Banjo-Kazooie knockoff? Because that's what it felt like to me.
No, I hated it. And you had to do that cartridge bullshit with Majora's Mask.
Yep.
Oh.
And that was actually the best way to do that was to get Donkey Kong Country because it came with that cart, and then get Majora's Mask because then you got a game for free.
You know,
it was a shit game.
On an off topic, I'm kind of going to switch gears here, but thinking back to old systems, Nintendo 64 had some good games, but it also had some really shit games.
It had a lot of shit games.
Like,
I played a game on it called Load 3D Runner, and it was I still to this day, I could turn it on and I have no idea what's going on.
There's literally like 12 games that are actually fucking good for that console.
No, dude, there's so many that's good.
Castlevania went to a dark path, and not in a good way, on the 64.
I was about to say that game belongs in the garbage.
That's what I'm saying. It took a dark path, not in a good way. Like, the Castlevania 64 game is without a doubt one of the worst installments in the series. I would play the new ones over that one. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Did you guys ever play the Mega Man RPG that was on it?
No.
Mega Man, yeah, 64,
Yeah.
and then Legends on PlayStation, but yeah, I did.
Did you
I mean,
guys
it was a
like
good
it?
game. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I did too. I didn't know what you thought about it, you being like a big Mega Man fan, and I know it's so different than the rest of the series.
That game was amazing. I don't know anyone that hated Legends.
I don't know if I played Legends. I only played 64.
Or it's the same game. It's just called Legends on PlayStation.
Can I get it on Steam?
I don't think
That's
so.
a really good question, actually. Let's pull Steam
Legends
up.
2 is only on PlayStation. Have you ever played Legends 2?
No.
Oh, man, you'd like that one, too.
I didn't even know that they had put it on the PlayStation.
No, Mega Man, I don't believe it's on here. Mega Man Legends, anyway. No.
You should remake those games.
I agree.
Why? We've got Mighty Number 9.
Oh, I
Mega
know.
Man.
Oh,
We've got
yeah.
Mega Man at home.
Because it did so well.
God. Dude, Mega Man 11 came out not too long ago. That game was amazing.
Oh, I'm talking about Mighty Number 9. It did so well.
No, that game sucked dick. That game was a bait.
It really was.
Was it Mega Man 11 or 12? Mega Man 11.
I personally think that,
Yeah, this game's cool.
like, with the whole, like, old retro games, and I think this is a good position to jump topics because E3 is just a sham after that, but in terms of old consoles, what would you all say, and this is a really touchy subject for some people, what would you all say was probably your most favorite one?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it was the Super Nintendo or PlayStation 2.
What about you, Daydream?
What's that?
What is your
What was the
favorite?
question?
What is your favorite console
Of all time?
all time?
Dude, that is so hard. It's got to be between PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Nintendo 64.
I will have to say, if I had to pick one, if I absolutely had to pick one, it'd have to be Super Nintendo.
Oh, Dreamcast too. I love Dreamcast.
If I absolutely had to pick one, I did not have a choice to name multiple ones, it'd be Super Nintendo.
I mean, I fucking love the Dreamcast too. But I say PlayStation 2 because I literally have like, I don't know, like 70 games or some shit.
PlayStation 2 had so many good games. That would probably be the one I would have to
Dude,
say.
so many fucking JRPGs too. That was like the end of the golden age of RPGs.
I think that the
Yeah.
only reason that I really am more leaning towards the SNES is because it was the very first console that I really picked up and started playing hardcore. And I was a die-hard Mario fan. Like, I played Super Mario 3. I have to have thousands and thousands of hours logged into that game. And I shared a lot of fun moments when I was younger on it, and it kind of just has that place in my heart that I can't really let go. I do love the PS2. I have played the PS2. I went through 2 of them. My first one kind of just stopped running. I ran it to death. I never turned it off, actually, once I remember. I never turned my PS2 off. I would just play it all the time.
I was a very lucky, fortunate, and kind of spoiled kid where I had all the consoles.
Yeah, me too.
The only ones that I didn't have were the TurboGrafx and the Neo Geo.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have those. Like, I didn't have like older consoles, but like everything from like Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1, like I had.
What console did you first play?
Me?
Yeah. Or you and Josh?
Oh, NES.
Mine was NES, Duck Hunt and Mario.
Yep, Duck Hunt and Mario. I used to play it and eat ice cream.
Yep. I used to. I remember when the system was brought over to me by my aunt and my mom. I sit down and looked at it and was just baffled at them shooting these ducks on the screen. This little dog coming up and laughing or holding the duck. I was just absolutely mind blown. And when they popped Mario in, this little guy bouncing around and the little boing boing little noise he makes, it blown the fuck away. And it was like crack. Like I was addicted after that. I never put it down. And then I just continued to play other things. I'm like, well, what other stuff is out for this? And there was this little video/game rental store down the street in a little town from where I'm from called Mullins. And I would.
Oh, wait, is it that one that's up there where the train track is?
Yes. Like I used to go down there and I would just scour through their little shelves. And my grandmother was really good friends with the lady that worked there and owned it. So I could just go in the back where she kept them and just go through all of them and look and see what I wanted before she put them out on the shelf. So it was just a great time for me. And that's the addiction just grew from there. Like it bloomed and just turned. It was like a flower. And then I guess it kind of turned into a weed, kind of like weeds just grow everywhere. It can't stop. Like I just had everything. Like Nintendo Power had it. Like I had everything. Magazines, like all over the room. I would read shit. Action figures from video game. It just spread like the plague. So my addiction kind of started from the NES. Where'd your guys start?
Mine started 64.
That's where the true addiction started?
Yeah, like, cause I had like a PlayStation 1, like when I was younger, but my mom actually, right, like at the time she had got it from Rent-A-Center, and she ended up like, because you know how Rent-A-Center does.
Yeah.
They like super price gouge, and eventually she just took it back.
Well, yeah,
and brought me a Nintendo 64 instead. Like just straight out bought one.
Well, by the time you pay something off at Rent-A-Center, you've probably bought the console 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! My mom bought a TV for my dad from there. It was like a huge 50-inch.
Yeah.
And they were getting really anal about the payment, and they came and grabbed it. But when they got out here to the driveway, they dropped it and shattered it.
Well, that's the whole point of their system. Like, that's another off topic, but that's the whole point of their system. They want you to not make the payment. They don't want you to make a payment because then they get it back and they've gotten money out of you for using it. So it's like a win-win for them. Then they just turn around and give it some other person to use.
Yeah, so. And you can't even, like, you can buy stuff at full price there, but it's like the full price of with interest included, which I think is dumb. Like, how do you include, like, the interest price on buying something, like, straight up? Or at least it used to be like that. I don't know if it still is. I haven't went to a Rent-A-Center in, like, 10, 20 years.
I think people realize that it's a fucking scam.
Yeah, it's definitely a scam. They do have nice furniture, though, man. Like, if you find the ones that have, like, the refurbished, or not the refurbished, but, like, the returns on furniture, you can get, like, a super nice sectional couch for, like, $300.
Sectional couches? That's, like, the ones that bend around corners and stuff?
Yeah.
Those
like,
are comfy.
You've got to find them, like, after they've repoed stuff, though. Because, like, stuff like couches and stuff, right? Like, it completely loses its value after somebody else uses it.
Does it? I mean, well, I would think that it would hold value unless somebody like spilled on something on it, or.
I mean, dude, it's like a bed, right? Would you buy a bed off of somebody else?
No.
Yeah, it's like kind of like the same thing as that. Not as bad,
you know
but
what?
Because you don't know what people do on those couches, man.
My mom asked me like one day if I wanted like one of those electric hospital beds, and I was like, "What the hell?"
No,
she was
you
like,
don't.
"Yeah, there's a woman that's giving one away," and I was like, "Oh, sweet." And she was like, "Yeah, she died in it a few weeks ago." I'm like, "No, I don't want that."
Dude, I have one here. Do you want one?
No.
No, nobody died in it. No, nobody died.
I mean, you're clearly still here. But yeah, like sham, Rent-A-Center is a sham, and like consoles in general. I haven't really felt the love of a console since probably the PS2. Or the 360. I apologize,
Yeah,
the 360.
The 360 was legit like the last good console.
The 360 was the last console I truly was like
You know what?
nerd love with.
I'll disagree with that because there's only a handful of games on the 360 that people actually bought.
I played a lot of
A
shit.
lot,
Yeah,
man,
I played
and
a lot of
the
shit.
indie games, dude. Castle
Yeah.
Crashers.
Castle
Other than
Crashers.
that, like, most people literally had like the Gear series, the Halo series, and the COD series.
Dude, I had Star Ocean.
Yeah,
I
I
had
had.
a bunch of these random
But not
RPGs.
many people
Oh
did.
my god, what was that one
Yeah,
janky
I mean, I
ass
can see
RPG? There was a janky ass
That was
RPG.
surprising when shooters were like super big and online was taking over, so everyone was like mega competitive. That's literally the only games that people played.
I played the Fable series on there after the first one is dog shit, but the
Yeah, they
first
did have
Fable,
too.
the first Fable
They
was a
definitely had, like,
fucking
Fable's normal
good games.
Xbox.
yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
had,
was
like,
it? Oh yeah, you're right.
Area.
Yeah, like
The Fallout series, Fallout 3, the big Fallout
Skyrim,
upgrade. Yeah,
Oblivion.
yeah.
All that came
Dark
out on
Souls.
PlayStation.
Dark Souls came out
Yeah,
on the
but-
360.
But PlayStation wasn't really a thing then.
But
I mean, I
say
had
that
one
If you go
before,
back now and you want to pick one of those, you would get the PlayStation 3 because it has way more games.
Oh, I agree. I can agree with that.
It took it a long time though before it had.
Yeah, it did. It took it the entire span of its like life, but it did eventually become a better console.
What
Dude,
the
you can even
fuck?
play The Last of Us on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, that was a big game on it though.
That
Like,
was like the last game that came out.
yeah, that was like end of
Yeah.
life. That was like end of life.
It even came out on PS4 release too. Dude, that was like, I don't know. I'm just a fanboy of that game. The first one, not the second one.
The 360 though for me was probably the last console I was truly hardcore on. After that, it went straight to shit. Like I didn't want to touch a console. I only got the PS4 because of some of the exclusives I wanted to play that were coming out, but I hardly ever touch it anymore.
I still buy consoles. I just wait until they're old and decrepit.
Well, now they're like they're like PS4s are like original MSRP right now.
Woo!
That's crazy. That makes me want to
Like-
sell mine, honestly.
Dude, it's hilarious because my mom's boyfriend, right? He bought a PS4 for like $200, and then like a month later, they're like $300-400.
Wow, that really makes me want to sell my PS4. Holy fuck! Like, wow, I could probably sell it in the games for like $600 or $700.
You know, I have a PS4, but it's not here. I let one of my cousins just use it all the time because I never play it.
Did you guys ever play that Blue Dragon game for 360? It came out like right at the beginning.
That game. That
It
damn
was-
song that's in the battle.
It's so popular though. Like,
That song drove me fucking mad.
it's just so popular though. It was, oh, this is the fucking game that I was trying to remember. Two Worlds. You guys remember Two Worlds?
Yeah, it was supposed to compete
World.
with Skyrim. Or
Yeah.
not Skyrim, Oblivion, and it just didn't.
No, I've never heard of Two Worlds.
People played the shit out of it though. I mean, it wasn't as good as like Skyrim, but people played the fuck out of it.
The only two RPGs in my mind that compete with the Elder Scrolls that aren't like a JRPG, of course, but it's Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning, and Dragon's Dogma.
I thought myself that the Xbox 360 was like a banger console. Again,
Was
I had to, I was at a point in time in my life where I couldn't have both for the first time. I had to choose between a 360 or a PS3, and I chose the 360 because most of my friends were playing Halo and Gears,
Bro.
and I wanted to play with them.
I'd be surprised if you could even afford a PS3 back then.
I mean, if I really wanted one, I could have got one, but I had to choose basically. So I went with the PS3, or not PS3, but the Xbox 360 because again, it was the most popular one at the time. All my friends were playing on it on multiplayer. We all wanted to play together because that was our form of interaction outside of school. And
I mean, I wanted a PS3, but I wasn't going to pay $700 for one.
I think I would have if other people would have because I really wanted to play with my friends back then.
I mean, there just wasn't games on it. Like I had one, it got stole. I bought another one. I traded it for a truck. Like I got another one.
I do think that the console at the end of its life had the best lineup. It had a crazy fucking lineup of RPGs and JRPGs and shit like that.
There's a lot of underrated games on it, but it just wasn't
Sleep
the same.
sleeper games, like games that people haven't even probably fucking heard of. But yeah, but to me that was the last time that consoles really meant anything to me. When PS4 and Xbox One came to light, I wasn't really interested. At that point, I had moved on to PC, and after that, once you move on to PC, it's really hard to go back. I can't invest myself into a console anymore.
It's a waste of money, man. If you have a PC or you're looking at one, you just save way more money. Like 90% of the games on all the consoles, except for Nintendo, come out on PC.
Well, see, and they also do this weird thing with consoles now, at least Sony does anyway, where they realize their consoles can't keep up with a computer through their end of life. A computer will always surpass it, so they started trying to sell people up on buying a Pro edition of their console, which is supposed to be a more hardware-oriented, top-tier machine. And what you don't understand is it still doesn't compete with a computer.
That's another good point. Like,
I mean,
they
even when
have
they
to
come
keep
out,
buying consoles.
even when they come out, they don't compete with a computer from like 6 years ago.
I agree, but it's a big selling point because they think that I think that the PS5 Pro is going to be a big selling point too, because that's when it's going to. They say that's when it's going to be fully optimized for 4K gaming.
Dude, that's
and-
like, isn't that like fake 4K?
Who's to say it's fake? I mean, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's fake 4K.
If you mean like the upscaling, then
Yeah.
I think yes.
Yeah, that's not even real 4K. Like these poor PlayStation and Xbox users have no idea what 4K looks like.
I mean, I don't think you'd even be able to tell, to be honest with you.
Honestly, no. You'd have to have a very expensive ass monitor even begin to see it. But
I mean, yeah, most of them just play on TVs, right? But I just think that's, I don't know, bad marketing to say it's 4K
And
it's
that-
not true 4K.
I mean, it might be some form of 4K, but I don't know.
I mean, if you set them down both in front of me in the same monitors, like a PC versus, an upscaled 4K from a PlayStation, I wouldn't be able to tell unless I actually got hands-on.
Yep.
I mean,
Then I would be
even
able to tell.
even like PCs, right? Like it doesn't, isn't DLSS just like upscaling too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally turned that on in a game a while back, and it like destroyed my computer. And like I don't even have a 4K monitor.
Well, it's
but,
because 4K and ray tracing even brings the best rigs to their knees yet. We're not optimized for that yet. Like I've seen it like testing wise bring even like 3090s and shit to their knees.
well, like they can
3080 is
like
pretty
3080s and 3090s can play 4K, but not like every game, like obviously. But
No,
they
it's
can
not.
actually play 4K.
Developers haven't got the optimization down for it yet. So
I mean, I say like within the next 3 generations, like 4K will be.
It'll be-
like,
yeah.
budget friendly.
yeah, I agree.
I
Like
think,
the 60 series cards will be playing it at like 1440 or 144 hertz.
I think that 4K and everything above is just going to get extremely easy to do very quickly with how fast AI is taking off.
Yes, I agree.
So the DLSS feature is going to become standard inside monitors, most likely.
I can agree with that.
I
So
mean, it's already happening.
yeah.
You know, believe it or not, whenever I turned DLSS on, the game I was playing actually, like, I could see that it was a huge visible difference, even on just a 1080p monitor. Like, I know it can't display the resolution, but it was noticeable, like, by a lot.
It's still up scales to textures.
Yeah, it looked so good. But, like I said, my PC, like, wanted to die. It took me like 30 minutes to realize what I did too. I was like, why'd my game stop working? I was getting like 200 frames. Now I'm getting like 20.
But yeah, overall, I think consoles have kind of just met their end of their life. I mean, they're obviously always have sales for consoles, but overall, PCs are just the way to go anymore. if we ever get past this exclusive bullshit, that's the only thing that keeps consoles alive anymore, in my opinion.
I mean, don't like most of the companies lose money on consoles anyways?
Oh, they all do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they don't just make games for a PC. Well, I guess because not as many people. Well, it used to be not as many people PC gamed, but Ninja and Fortnite changed that.
I mean, I still know a lot of people that play on console. So
Yeah, but I mean, like the younger generation coming up, there's like probably a lot more of them that play on PC than like when we were
what you have now,
in high school.
because I'm around like what I consider the coming generation, and what you see now is a mixture. They want a PC and a console. No, they want a PC and a console. They want both.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I was growing up. Like, I had both, but I played MMOs. I didn't play like other games. I didn't even like it didn't even
Well,
register to me that I could play these other games on my PC.
Well, I can tell you also that MMOs are kind of a dying breed.
We all know that.
Well, no, I'm talking about like new generations coming up. They don't want that. They don't want to play those. They have no interest and no desire.
But they would if there was an actual fucking good one and they got to experience like a modern MMO.
I think
A
it's
good one.
I think that it's honestly, this is the shooter era. Like kids love shooters. Like Fortnite kind of just blew the fuck up, and kids still love it. Like obviously it's not as popular as it used to be, but kids still fucking love that shit.
I think we're
Like,
past the shooter era. I think we were the shooter era. The 360 was the shooter era.
This is like the battle royale era.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, battle royale is a better fitting term. Battle royales are the thing now. Everybody loves battle royale. It kind of took over the overall shooter kind of play style.
I mean, I get it. You're like that when you're a kid.
Yeah, they love it. Kids are playing every kind of battle royale now. Apex, Fortnite, Call of Duty. Kids don't play PUBG. Like that's the only one I can think of that kids don't enjoy. So, yeah, maybe I have to say that we're in the BR era. Like there's a BR for everyone.
Yeah, it'll die off. Eventually, we'll get another like form of game that takes over.
I can agree with that.
Like, right, it kind of went from like MMOs to MOBAs to BRs.
Yeah, MOBAs kind of died off. Like I would say, what would you say? Like between like 2012 and 2015, 2016, and MOBAs were like the shit. Like that was it.
At least in America, they've died off.
Yeah, I don't think they've died off like overseas and whatnot.
Dude, China, man, they're all about some MMOs.
Honestly, you see a lot of like over here, it's more about Call of Duty now. Like Call of Duty is it.
Call of Duty's been big since like we got out of high school.
I know, but I'm talking about their
Halo started falling off.
I'm talking about their BR though, Warzone.
Oh.
Like that's where the esports scene is kind of at in America.
Well,
Like,
I mean, it makes sense, right? You take the most popular shooter and add the most popular genre of shooter to it.
No, the last good Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that 100%, but that's not what, like...
Statistics.
I know a lot of, like, younger people that are like, no, Black Ops 2. I hated Black Ops 2.
Dude, garbage. All of it garbage. It stops after Modern Warfare 2. After that, they were all the fucking same almost.
And I'm just, like, I'm not even talking about people, like, way younger than us. I'm talking, like, people, like, 4 or 5 years younger than us.
I agree.
Right? It's just like a generation thing.
Yeah.
Some people's brains develop slower, Randall.
I mean,
I think it's
you
just
aren't wrong.
I think it's just what they were exposed to at what particular time in life.
No, Josh, they're just stupid. They're just really stupid.
I want a new arena shooter.
Oh, like a Quake?
Bro, if they came out and announced Quake 5, I
Yeah,
would,
Quake.
I don't know, I'd rip my dick off and mail it to id Software as a sacrifice.
Take this and put it Take this and put it in the ritual circle and pray for your best developed game.
Quake 4 was fucking garbage.
Yeah, I
Quake 3,
agree.
oh my god.
Is that Quake Champions? Is that what you were talking about?
No. I'm talking about Quake 3.
Oh, I was going to
Not
say
Quake Champions.
Quake Champions wasn't good either. I didn't like it.
That's like that new one. And
Yeah,
that
that's
I
the
thought
free to play one.
Like, it was fun, but
It's
it wasn't.
It's not optimized well. It felt buggy as shit. Like, it just felt like garbage.
They took what made Quake 3 fun and kicked it in the nuts.
I agree. I would like a good arena shooter. I think that's where we kind of came from, though. Wouldn't you think? Like arena shooters? Arena shooters were really popular when we
Yeah,
were...
there's like nothing like getting carpal tunnel when you're 16.
Yeah, like arena shooters were extremely fucking popular when we were, I would say, coming of age. I guess that's what you would call it. Because that's when most people have their most impactful games on them, is when there's kind of like that coming of age, like you're becoming a teenager. So,
Yeah, dude, you can throw up some Quake and on dial-up and have a good time.
like, I think that's something that we don't see nowadays. And it's because BRs kind of have taken over and it's what more people want to play now. They don't like arenas. I can remember Unreal tournament being really popular when I was younger. It was actually a big I don't know if it was considered esports at that time, but there were a lot of championships of it. So I enjoy those type of games. Capture the flag, all that stuff. Very
Flag
fun.
drop, flag taken, flag drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The enemy has the flag. Something like shit. I can't remember.
Is Halo like the only arena shooter we have left?
I think
Doom,
so.
but did this new Doom even have a multiplayer?
Yeah, it has a multiplayer, and it's actually got its own little community.
Dude, the multiplayer in the first Doom was fucking amazing for a while until they just didn't do anything.
Doom Eternal's got a pretty big following. Like, it's very successful. But, yeah, we don't really have arena shooters anymore. They kind of died off with our generation. That's where we've kind of became dinosaurs of the gaming community at our age. Because I know there's a few people out there that I know that still play BRs, but for the most part, I don't know a lot of people our age that play BRs that much. But
I do actually.
I don't. I know. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I know a lot of people our age and like even older that like really love BR games.
I know people that love Call of Duty still, like Cold War, that team deathmatch stuff, like the old one. I know people like that. I personally still like BRs. I do. I just wish they were better. I wish I could have like old PUBG back. Like,
I didn't like when they started making them competitive.
oh, you liked it when you could just jump in and just go shoot the shit? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now they're like so sweaty and try hard. It's like I'm not trying to be like sweaty and try hard in a game where your weapons and stuff are all RNG.
I loved when BRs were first coming to light. Like I think H1 was the first one that really started to make some moves, but it went to shit real quick. But again, that was my first BR experience, and I was kind of hooked after that because it was just so intense. You jump in, and everybody starts out running around like crazy until they get a gun, and if you don't get a gun, you got to scream and run, and you're getting shot at, and it's just complete chaos. Like, and PUBG kind of took it to the next level. The dumb bugs in it, I actually didn't mind. I thought they were pretty funny until they just got out of control. The playstyle was super intense with the circle and how it worked. The gun combat was fun. It was so satisfying to get a kill on that game. It's probably one of the games that I've ever felt completely satisfied getting a kill. Like, you just felt like you earned that shit.
Dude, I hated how the recoil and like bullets and everything was in PUBG.
You had to have it down to a science. You had to learn it. Like,
Dude, I'm still amazed console players figured out how to play it eventually. Because when it first came out, there were so many like videos of console players trying to play it, and they literally would just stand there like 2 foot away from each other, moving back and forth, and they couldn't hit each other.
I loved PUBG in its infancy. Like, it was one of the funnest experiences I've ever had. Because I can remember vividly every victory I had and how it happened. I can also remember a bunch of dumb shit that happened that was super funny. That, like, I remember when we first got a boat. It was the first time we ever got in a boat. And nobody knew how boats worked. And one of us decided while we were in the boat, they were going to get up and try to throw a grenade out the boat. Well, apparently at that time, you couldn't throw grenades out of the boat because it landed in our fucking boat and we didn't know it. And it exploded going down the river. It was Justin that killed all of us. I remember that now.
Yeah,
But-
he did it in a car too.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember? I don't know if it was you I was playing with or what, but I think it was you and like one of your friends that you had made from streaming or something.
Yeah.
And we were playing. It was the first time and only time I ever played first person. And we were in a car, and he was driving, and I just hit him in the back of the head with a frying pan. And he died, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that happened."
See, in my brain, the way my brain works, I just picture this like Team Fortress style, and I just see you sitting in the back of the car just looking around, and you just got your pan out, you keep looking at it, you look up forward in front of you, you keep looking at it, and then you just whack, and you're like, oh, that kills people. But yeah, that game has some incredible memories for me.
Dude,
Daydream,
makes it.
go ahead.
Wait, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Daydream here has one of my favorite plays of all time in gaming in PUBG. It is actually down to like us and like 3 other teams in this small circle next to the end of the bridge where there's a couple little houses, and we were running across a field towards those houses, and we knew there was a team up in one of the top of the building, one of the buildings, and he chucks a grenade up there, gets a 3-man kill with 1 grenade, then turns a corner and shoots a guy, and then runs in the bottom of the building and kills the last team by his fucking self. Like, that's probably one of the sickest things I've ever seen in gaming. It's sad we didn't record back then.
Yeah,
So.
it was hilarious though. Like, I had no idea it would work. I thought I was dead, and then all of a sudden, nope, M4OP.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments in gaming. One of my biggest fails, though, is when I used to play solo all the time, and I was trying so hard to get a solo win. So fucking hard. I got in like second place, I don't know how many times. And I was in the middle of doing something for work, I think. I was working on something on the side and was kind of just like chilling in this building. And I got an M4 early with like all the upgrades and everything, and was just sitting in this building. No one ever came in this building. It was like a little watchtower. No one ever came in it. No one ever drove by it. Nothing happened. And the next thing I know, I look over and it's 5 people left and the circle is falling right on my area. So I decided to start playing. It got down to 2 people. The last 2 people were fighting, and I wasn't very good at this game, by the way, anybody watching. And I watched the last 2 people fight, and I tried to scavenge the final kill to win the game, and I fucking choked it up and missed, and he turned around and headshot me. He was obviously a better player, but
Dude, that's a feels bad. Well, I think like we liked PUBG so much better is it's a lot slower paced, even H1Z1, right? Than like
Yeah.
Fortnite and Apex and all that.
yeah.
Like it almost feels like a completely different genre of game, even if they're the same as like Fortnite and Apex.
I can agree.
Like the slow pace made the games feel like they were worth something instead of like, oh, I'll just play another game and get back in.
Well, you have a lot more mobility in these new ones. I mean, fuck. There's
Dude, stuff was actually scary in PUBG, man. Snaking in the grass, bro.
fuck me.
Do you remember that time we almost won? We were snaking in the grass and we just run up on this shed full of people and they just kill us.
Oh yeah. I remember the first ever one I got in duos was with Justin. Him and I were playing together, and it was down to like me and him, and like it was a 2v1v2 situation. There was another whole team left, and then one guy, and then us. And Justin killed one guy and one of the other guys, and there was one person left, and he died like right across from me, and I was hiding behind a tree, and he's like, he's right there, and I'm like, all I have is a shotgun, and he's like, he's right there. He's like, I was like, where? He's like, he's snaking right in front of you. He's got down on the ground and he's snaking, and I could watch the dude. He was snaking, and he was coming right past my tree, and like. He's like, shoot him. I'm like, I'm fucking scared. What if I miss? He's like, shoot. I was like, fuck. And I pulled the trigger, and I hit him once, but it was a pump action, and they didn't do that much damage back in the day. So I had to shoot him again. And when he jumped up, my fucking heart was pounding out of my fucking chest. Like, I was trying my best to hit him, and I hit him again, and we won. But yeah, like that shit like that. I just don't feel that in games anymore.
I don't either. Justin was a beast at that, though. He's how I got my first win, too. Like,
Yeah.
There's like 5 teams left, right? And they're like, apparently they're all fighting at one spot, and we didn't know that. We roll up in this car in the middle of like 10 other people and just hop out the car and just murder everybody. And I was like, and then it said you won, and I was like, wait a minute, what? You know, I killed like 3 or 4 people, and he killed like 6. I was like, Jesus.
You didn't really like that game much, did you, Haru?
No, I'm garbage at games like that, dude.
You had fun playing with us, though, when you played, from what I remember.
I mean, I like playing with my friends regardless, but...
I think it's more too slow paced for him. I think you enjoy like running and gunning, right?
I like Quake-style gameplay with my shooters.
Yeah.
Where people
like
are
Quake too.
fucking running around like 300 miles an hour and doing like all kinds of crazy shit with weapons.
Yeah. And I can see why then.
Yeah, you'd probably like Fortnite.
Actually,
Yeah, let me just run out into a field and build a house.
I actually think you would like Apex though.
Yeah, Apex is super fun.
Apex is really fast paced.
It's got like bunny hopping and everything in it, like Quake, except for it's not the same. Like, you can't bunny hop while you're fighting, but you can bunny hop for like.
You gotta be able to rocket jump and railgun hop.
I have been super tempted to play Apex again because everybody says it's like a completely different game now from when I played. But I digress. I might. I definitely have played around with the idea of playing something like that again.
I'm just waiting for PUBG 2.
PUBG 2? Would you even play like a PUBG 2?
Yeah, dude, 100% I'm playing PUBG 2. I'm gonna pre-order that. Get it day 1.
Oh, God, pre-orders scare me. Oh, God, that's another subject that we have never talked about. Actually, we have. Early access, but is pre-order the same as early access, you guys think?
No.
What do you think scarier, pre-order or early access?
Early access.
Both.
I don't know. Pre-order pretty fucking scary.
Pre-order's a shit fucking practice. You're pretty much guaranteeing a company money when you don't even know if the game is going to be good or not.
I mean, that's the same as early access, though, right? Except
Well,
for
at least
you
you can
never know
try.
if the game's gonna be finished.
Alright, that too, but I don't like either of them. I think they're both dumb practices.
And the scary or the crazy part is we've been doing that pre-order practice for so fucking long. Like, how many consoles has that been going on for?
Dude, as long as
360.
GameStop,
I thought they were doing it before that. I thought you could pre-order like in the PS2 days.
you could.
I mean, you
pre-order
could, but you
PS1
didn't-
games.
You didn't get any like DLC.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about DLC. I'm talking about just like pre-ordering in general.
I mean, they
Dude,
were
you used to
limited
get
edition,
posters
but
from GameStop for pre-ordering, and GameStop Steve would lie to you about all the games.
Good old GameStop Steve. God. Yeah, I don't know. Like, in terms of what am I really wanting, and I kind of like that we're bouncing around on topics. It keeps it interesting. But you're saying you're looking for PUBG 2, right?
Yeah.
You're looking for what? A good MMO, Travis? Or Haru, sorry?
I just want a good game, dude. I don't care what the fuck it is.
Okay. All right. would you be fine with a game that you could play solo?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care to play with other people that much. I mean, I like playing with my friends, but I like solo games. I mean, even in MMOs, most of the time I play by myself. Because I either get way ahead or I just don't play.
I think you're about the same way, aren't you, Daydream?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. See, I would like to have a game that, or actually, I'd like to have games. I know it's probably asking for too much for games, but I would honestly like to have a game that I could play myself and a game that I could just play with my friends for fun. That's like my overall like dream. Is a game that everyone likes. I don't know, and you guys can comment below if you'd like, but is it an issue for you all to try to find games that all of your friends like collectively? Because I feel like it's an issue for at least our group of friends, is to find a game that we all like collectively. Like, it's either one of us have a problem with it or two of us, and it just kind of ends up killing off the whole vibe of wanting us to play it together.
I mean, the closest thing that we've had to that in a long time was Valorant, but even then, Haru didn't play.
Yeah, like, what's the last game? Terra? Like, is it that far back?
No, we played League longer than we played Terra.
Fuck, man. League.
Yeah, when we quit Terra, we were playing League still.
Oh, were we? Fuck, I didn't remember. For those of you that don't know, we are like, we may not be like crazy OGs at League, but we've been playing. I mean, everybody's kind of stopped but me, but overall, we played League for a very, very long time. Like,
The first time I played was in Season 2, but I didn't get hooked on it. And then I came back Season 3, and then that's when I got hooked.
I played in Season 1, but didn't take it seriously, and then started playing again in Season 2, and by Season 3, I was so hooked that I could not function as a human being. Like, all I thought about was League. If at work, League. At home, League. In bed, League. Like, that's all I thought about. Like, it is legitimately my every waking thought. I was so obsessed, but to be fair, Season 3 is like one of the biggest gaming moments of all time for me. Season 3 was just so good. If they could just throw up a server with Season 3 on it, I would never stop playing.
League Classic.
Yes, I would seriously never stop playing. But, yeah, like, overall, we've always had an issue playing, like, finding a game to play together. And I just really hope at some point somebody comes out with a game that we can all play together, that we actively enjoy consistently for a long period of time.
Well, hey, at least 4 of us are going to be playing some of these new upcoming games.
I know. Has D&D come out yet?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, it's out, but not fully.
What is it, early access? What the fuck? What is it?
I don't really know how D&D works at the moment.
Let me look it up right now. Now I have to know.
I think it comes out in, like, technically episodes, but it's in early access.
Let's take a look here. Coming June 22nd in 3 days.
Oh, wait a minute. Dark Alliance? Like the
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the other one.
No.
The one that's like, what's that game called? Divinity.
Okay. I need to know. Boys. Right now. We're calling it right now. Are we getting this game together collectively when it comes out?
When does it come out?
Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. It comes out in 3 days.
I could probably get it like a week later. I'm broke right now.
Well, that's fine. I just need to know. At some point, are we collectively getting this game together?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a requirement that we play this game because it looks badass.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the replay value is for this.
If we do wait like a week, which I think is a good idea.
We get to see the bugs. Yeah, we get to see the bugs. Yeah.
Then probably not.
It'll be shit. The game will be like completely fucked, and we'll just change our minds.
Let's just wait on that one for a bit.
Yeah.
There was another one that we were looking at, and I think it was Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, but we were waiting till it finished.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you was talking about.
No, I apologize. My only concern is the replay value of Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. That's my only concern, really.
Dude, games like that are just fun to just get around with your friends and just kill shit.
But why wouldn't we just do like Warhammer?
Why would I ever play Warhammer?
No, like the one Warhammer. What the hell is the name of that one?
Vermintide?
Yeah, Vermintide. Like, why wouldn't we just play Vermintide then? It's.
That game looks shit.
I mean, it's basically Left 4 Dead, but medieval.
Yeah, shit.
Like, I know a lot of people that enjoyed it.
I mean, I would probably like it.
See that here again, guys. Anyone,
Yo.
girls watching? I was talking to the community, but yeah, this is the hurdle that we face. Again, leave us a comment down below if you face this same hurdle, or if you don't. Maybe you have a group of friends that collectively like to play the same stuff, no matter what.
Which classes are we locking in here?
Wait a minute, what are we talking about?
Dark Alliance. I want to be this like fast dashing dagger man.
Of course you do.
I'll play whatever.
I will legitimately play whatever. What about Back for Blood? Are you guys interested in that?
The
What is
Left 4
that?
Dead game.
Yeah, the new Left 4 Dead looking game.
I haven't seen much about it. It really depends on how that turns out.
I know, but at first glance, would that be something you all played?
With a group, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with a group.
Probably not me, but maybe you guys.
Really? You wouldn't play it?
Nah,
Why?
I don't know. Games like that are like don't last long enough for me to enjoy.
I think it'd be super challenging.
What? Really? Don't last long. What do you mean?
Like I don't know. Like I just get bored with them too quick.
I would, if I had a group, I would still play Left 4 Dead to this day.
I played Left 4 Dead. I bought it. I played it like 3 times.
Wow. I think they are incredible games.
I've never really played them.
I love them. When they're on sale, they're for like $3.
I mean, they gave it out for free that one year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a struggle though, to try to find a game that everyone loves. I just wish that someone would just come out with something that everybody just thoroughly enjoys. But again, I think I'm asking for a lot at this point.
Listen, Baldur's Gate and this
D&D.
yeah, D&D. It's gonna be some good times.
Dude, when Baldur's Gate comes out, that's gonna be super fun.
We could always try to jump back and finish the adventures we were having with oh, what the hell was it?
Divinity?
Yeah. Like if
I don't have that game.
if D&D doesn't work out, we could always jump back into Divinity.
I'm at the point with Divinity where I know way too much about it for it to be fun for me.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like every RPG, right? Like you figure out how to min-max and you figure out what's like completely broken and you play like everything and it just
Wouldn't you just
takes
play
the fun away.
Wouldn't you just make like handicap yourself?
No, that's dumb.
I don't know.
Purposely handicapping yourself for content is it's the fault of the developers, not yours.
Yeah, Randall, just tie your dick to your kneecap and play.
Extreme pressure.
I don't even know if I could do that.
Oh, of
Oh,
course
wait.
you could.
How big can the rope be?
5 inches.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. Dude, that's like some crazy bending you got to do there.
That's
Exactly.
that's
why it's a handicap.
that's some crazy stretching going on.
I can almost do it, maybe. Oh yeah, yeah. You just like go Indian style, and then you like push your leg over like sideways a bunch. No, it still doesn't work.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You could dislocate your leg from your hip.
Oh God. But yeah, that's where we kind of leave that at. We hope there's a game that comes out that kind of sparks everyone's interest. If there's something that you all are looking for as well, be sure to leave that in the comments. We'd love to hear about it, and we'd love to comment on it. What you all would like to see coming up soon of any of the video games. So our next topic that I would like to touch on is the Steam Summer Sale coming up. It's actually not that far away at this point. What are you guys looking out for, and what are you excited about most to see from the sale?
I have no fucking clue. Whatever pops up on my wish list.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Well, are you prioritizing anything?
Like 50 games.
Are you prioritizing anything though?
Single player games, JRPGs, action RPGs.
What about you,
Yeah.
Hart? Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much the same thing. I mean, I would like to get Eye on Fury.
Ooh, on Fury.
Yeah, it's like a new game that was made with the Duke Nukem engine.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. It looks really good.
I mean, I'm still trying to play all the games I got the last time Steam had a sale too, so I
Isn't-
don't know how many I'll get. Probably just one or two.
Honestly, it's the curse for me. Like, I see it on sale and I've been wanting it, and my body's telling me no, don't click on that, but my mind just refuses to let me. It's just gonna do it regardless.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to just like one summer sale, just buy like my whole wish list, and then just be done with it. So there's not any more games I want.
You would just
'Cause
add
it's
to
rare
it.
that I add new ones to it.
Nah, you'd find some gem that you'd want.
Dude, my wish list is pretty big.
I mean, mine is too. What's mine pushing right now? Oh, 45. I've actually shortened it.
Yeah, mine's like 60, 70, 80, something like that.
And I actually could probably remove some shit off of this one. Hunt Showdown, never playing that dog shit. Alright, what the hell is this? Outriders? Fuck that.
That game's garbage.
But yeah, like there's quite a few games actually that I'm super excited about to play when I get them on a sale. I would like to play that Skull the Hero Slayer. That looks pretty fun. Loop Hero. I'd like to play Loop Hero. Yeah, there's quite a few on here actually.
Let me look at my wish list. There's one game. I think it's called Pumpkin Jack, maybe.
Oh, I have that too.
Dude, I really want to get that game.
It
Like,
looks
that's
so
probably my number
fucking
one
fun.
priority.
It reminds me of Medieval.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Medieval. Or
Yeah,
Medieval, whatever it's called.
medieval is really how it's pronounced.
Oh yeah, man.
It looks so
remember,
good.
I watched Soda Poppin play this.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
It looked way too fucking simple for me to enjoy.
Sometimes I like simple though.
Dude, I like stuff that I can just turn my brain off and have a good time. And most of the time, these games that I buy from there, I only play when the internet's like out,
Yeah,
which isn't as often anymore. My ISP's gotten pretty good, but
I want Borrow Trauma. I want that. That looks pretty fun.
there's some game I can't think of the name, but it's like Jet Set Radio Future. It's like a spiritual successor to it, and I want that too. That's another one of my top priorities.
That's that radio. I want Inmost. I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but that game looks pretty fun. It's a little indie like puzzle platformer game. I love those type of games.
Maybe we get Scarlet Nexus on sale.
Shit.
Didn't that game just come out?
Yeah, it'll probably go on like a 2% sale. Black Sad, Under the Skin. I want that game. I do like those games for their story.
What about that Ninja Gaiden collection? That's not going to go on sale, but if it did, it would be cool.
It started out. It's already on a sale. It came with a sale on launch. It was like 4%, 5% maybe.
World of Horror.
Oh man, I already have that though. But yeah, you're looking for that.
Doom Eternal.
That one will probably go on a big sale, like 10, 15, or like 15,
Nier
$20.
Yeah, near.
Near Replicant will not be on a big sale. You might see 10% if you're lucky. For me, what else? Probably Ender Lilies. Kind of looks
that,
cool.
Like Dark Souls type game.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like 2D.
yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I got that on my wish list too. I actually like 2D Souls games.
Crown Sworn. Oh, it's not out yet. Never mind. Persona 5 kind of looks cool.
Wait, that's on Steam?
Persona 5 Strikers.
Oh, okay.
It looks pretty cool.
Man, screw that game. I want Persona 5 Royal.
I still have Control on my wish list. Gotta take that off.
There's this really old game on Steam. I don't know how optimized it is, but I can remember playing it back in the day. Some of you might remember it. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
I have that game like right behind me.
Yeah, I really want to play that.
Good things.
Yeah, I really want to play that, especially if it's optimized well on the PC for the Steam port. It is like a cutting edge RPG for its time, of like vampires and werewolves. So
That game's crazy.
yeah, it is gnarly what you can do in that game. Like if you starve yourself, you turn into like this like sunk up, decrepit thing that's like.
Oh, don't give spoilers away. That's like some of the coolest shit in the game.
Anyway, like
There are like so many ways to beat that stupid game.
yeah, it's a thoroughly enjoyable game. It's like if Grand Theft Auto, kind of met like vampires and werewolves.
Like you can beat that game passively.
Yeah, it's an extremely interesting game. I know a lot of people have been telling me and kind of talking to me about like the Mass Effect Legendary Collection.
I don't
like-
know. I know people really like Mass Effect, but
Like
is it really Skyrim in space? Because I don't think it is.
Dragon Age in space.
everybody
Yeah.
says and like praises its storytelling. I've never personally played any of the Mass Effect games, so but yeah, everybody praises the shit out of this series.
I wish
So
the Dragon Age games didn't suck dick after the first one.
Yeah.
everybody excited about that Cyberpunk being on sale? Oh yeah, I know you are.
Dude, hey, if I can get it for $20, dude, that's a hell of a game. I'm sure
what?
it'll
I
be
actually
optimized
think-
eventually.
I would buy it if it was on sale for like cheap.
One that I would probably buy if it was on sale, but I don't expect a big sale from it. It would have to be like $15. It's probably Horizon Zero Dawn. That game just looked incredible to me.
Oh, I played
So-
that on PlayStation 4 actually.
Yeah,
That game looked really short.
Kind of. What got me right is like if you put it on the hard mode, yeah, it's hard, but once you figure out how the game works, like I don't know, dude, I was beating like enemies that I had no business fighting. And after I did that, I don't know, I got bored with it. I never even finished it. I actually gave the game away to somebody when it was still like brand new.
if there was a good Nino
Kuni.
Nino Kuni sale, like if there was a
It's
good
on
like
sale right now. One's $12 and one's $8.99.
yeah, I need better than that.
What?
Yeah, I need better than that.
Jesus, what are you
Dude,
looking
those
for?
are like
$4?
$60 games, bro.
I need better.
You need better than like 90% off.
That's not 90 though. That's like 75.
$8?
No, one is 80, and then the other is like
I'm looking at like the Wrath of
other
the
is,
Witch
like,
remastered.
85. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like a $50 game for like $12.
That's
Josh, if you think that's a bad deal, I mean, dude, I guess it's understandable because you think Resident Evil's a good deal, paying $60 for 12 hours of gameplay. So it's understandable.
I'm just saying, like, I
Like, you're never
myself,
gonna get a better deal than that, is what I'm telling you.
I just don't know if I would enjoy the games that much. Is all
I
I'm
mean,
really saying.
I mean, for $12, you just get it and try it for like under 2 hours.
listen, Josh, I'm sure one avocado costs you more than $12.
Whoa, no,
Ooh, you eat avocado?
hell yeah, dude.
Oh my Jesus! Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Code Vein is $14.99. What the?
But don't
fuck?
get that
Code
game.
Vein too.
don't get that. Bad game.
Is it really?
Bad game. Yes, horrible game.
What? I heard so many good things about this game, though.
No. Shit, fucking garbage. Me and Michael got it. Multiplayer, it sucks absolute PP. And the gameplay is not that impressive at all. Like, it's not worth your time.
Oh man, what about Shinobi Striker? Naruto to Boruto Shinobi.
So we could watch you bitch and moan on stream.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get it, but I'm just like memeing at this point.
Yada yada.
Yada yada yada. Scarlet Nexus will never go on a sale. That's just fucking dead in the water.
Well, eventually it will.
Yeah, eventually, but
Yeah.
wow, this game just looks so incredible.
What game?
Like the art anyway, Scarlet Nexus. Nexus.
Yeah, I watched a Shark Girl play it. It looks really cool.
Excuse you?
Yeah. I watched the Shark Girl play it. It looks really cool.
What the hell is this? Next Fest. Blessed Unleashed.
No, that game was trash.
Unsighted.
How is it trash? It's not even here
I
yet.
played it.
It's not
It's
even.
Unleashed.
Yeah, it's not even
I
here
played
yet.
the beta. It's trash.
Beta might be trash, but maybe when it releases, it's good.
No, dude, there's no difference.
Oh, come on, man.
It's trash. Just trust me.
Come on. Looks like Black Desert.
It's nothing like Black Desert. It's trash.
It looks like Black Desert, though.
It is. You take that back right now.
I've hit a soft spot.
Dude, there's no soft spot. If I said it looked like WoW, you'd tell me to take it back if you'd played it.
Oh no, I don't give it that much of a shit about WoW.
Josh, okay, imagine playing a game where you just spam 2 buttons over and over again.
What, you don't
and
like
there's
that?
like
I love Mega Man.
no content. Yeah, but an MMO, there's like no content.
Mega Man MMO.
Everything's trash. Everything feels bad.
Jump and shoot.
This light in my room is about to go out. Side note.
It's the coming of the end.
That's a fat L, dude.
Yeah.
Big L.
But yeah, in conclusion, like the Steam sale, it always brings a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. And we're looking forward to it as we always are. Everybody's always anticipating to see if anything on their wish list goes for a crazy sale. I know I do. But yeah, that and Prime Day, since it's going to fall around the same time, is going to be really interesting. People are probably going to flock both places, and a lot of stimulus will probably be spent if there is any left.
Did y'all already bring up No Light?
No light. I don't think I did, actually.
What is that? My mind's drawing a blank.
It's called There Is No Light.
Oh, yeah, I brought this up. Yeah. I brought it up briefly because it's coming soon. I just didn't say much about it, but it looks absolutely incredible. Like, if you love like the Souls-like games, anything like that, but 2D, it looks fantastic. Go ahead.
It looks crazy.
It really does. I myself have gotten more into the 2D Souls-like games over the 3D. They seem to have more charm to them, and overall are just more of a fun experience. I played Blasphemous not too long ago, and that game was just really fun. It's hard to follow the story, but it was really fun.
Well, you didn't go. You didn't become formlessness. Do
Yeah,
I need to bring up the god again?
apparently. Apparently.
Yeah, you were mixing your Bob Saget's with your Walmarts.
I know, right?
You're Bob Ross with a can of Monster.
But yeah, like to conclude everything though, for the most part, in technology, we've got the Windows thing going on with the 11. We hope to see good things from Microsoft, but as usual, they're destined to fuck shit up initially. We'll just have to see what happens when it comes out for a little while. Other than that, yeah. Let us know what you think about it, though. We're always open to hear what other people think about, like, Windows 11, or even what you think about Windows in general, like Windows 10, if you like it or not. Just leave a comment down below. We'll definitely touch up on it, and actually might even start doing a Q&A. If you want to leave questions or whatnot down in the comment section, we can answer those on our next podcast. So feel free to do that in regards to anything like gaming news, like E3. If you had an opinion about E3, feel free to share it. We'd love to hear. Or the Steam sale. Yeah, we would definitely appreciate any form of, like, say you have conflicting arguments with us. We love that shit. So, but yeah, that's going to be...
But you're wrong if you have conflicting arguments with me. Just know that ahead of time.
Yeah, Daydream...
What's up, Randall?
Daydream would love to actually have conflicting arguments from people. So if you're into, like, tilting people, just mention anything about Black Desert being shit, or comparing it to other MMOs. He loves that. So
just put something in the comments that you want to argue with me and that I'm wrong, and I will prove you wrong.
We will definitely start doing a Q&A. We'll make a little Q&A section for it. Anything, closing statements from you guys for this week's podcast?
Yeah, fuck Randall. Daydream. Fuck Daydream.
Hey, you're wrong.
You're mad.
I'm not mad.
I was mad.
I was mad. Hey, you can't use that word anymore, bro. It's 2021.
All right, everyone. That's going to be it for us this week. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you slap that subscribe button, hit that bell, keep up with notifications of the podcast. And as always, have fun, guys. See you next time. Take care.